Hey guys, welcome to the Magfed Ranch Paintball channel, and today we're doing another Magfed myth-busting video. But before I get into it guys, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, share, and comment. Okay guys, so today's topic of myth-busting is going to be, is the new T15 from First Strike, I guess, worth modifying? Or does it even need to be modified? To obviously perform better, play better, those type of things. The reason why I'm doing this video, guys, is recently, as you guys, if you haven't checked out already, guys, go check out that video where I do the unboxing of this newest generation T15. I just picked this up recently for a couple reasons. One, I wanted to do a kind of a stock T15 video for you guys, kind of just let you guys know kind of what all the features and items that come with just a stock T15 out of the box. And then of course I wanted to do accuracy tests with it, function tests with it, and obviously show you guys the comparisons between a factory just bone stock T15 versus our own, right, Magfed Ranch Paintball modified markers, right, whether that's our Mk12 or Mk18, all the different clone markers that we have. Okay guys, so yeah, so I picked this up, and guys, on this table is pretty much everything that comes with the T15 from First Strike. So it comes with two magazines, two 19-round magazines. These are really good magazines, guys. Works really well with round ball and FSR. This is the buttstock tank guide rail. It's a sticker now, if you guys didn't know that already. And so what you would do is, once you screwed in your air tank here, and this 13 CI tank came with the marker as well too, guys, so that's kind of a nice touch. The T15 comes with the air tank versus the Vulcan M17, for example, does not come with an air tank. But anyways, to install this piece, once you have the air tank in the correct position that you want, you would just remove the 3M sticker cover here. And of course you want to make sure that it's lined up properly, so that way when you go to obviously slide your buttstock on, right guys, that it will be 100%, okay, it'll be obviously lined up properly with it. Okay guys, so it comes with the new handguard as well too, guys, here. So on the old school or later older generation T15, the handguard was more of kind of like your old school Picatinny kind of M4 style handguard, and then it came with this really heavy kind of barrel adapter handguard assembly adapter type piece. So they replaced that now with just this kind of sleeve inside here, guys. And that sleeve has kind of a dual function. One, obviously that sleeve is how this handguard is attached to the receiver now, because that sleeve threads on to the barrel nut, right? The barrel nut adapter that's built into the T15 receiver. And then of course the handguard is attached to that sleeve by these two bolts here. The other cool feature that it allows is, of course, we talked about this in that unboxing video, guys. Well, I'm sorry, not the unboxing video, but the barrel, the T15 stock barrel video, guys. Go check out that video. But what that sleeve does is that it prevents the barrel wobble. So you can see here, if I hold the receiver stock, you'll notice that the barrel no longer wobbles. Okay, whereas in the past, you would have needed to tighten this screw, kind of threaded screw insert here to tighten the barrel up. Okay, so guys, the reason for this video, as like I was saying, is because based upon the newest version of the T15, do you really need to modify it to get it to perform well? Do you really need to modify it to kind of get it to play at its optimum I guess potential, right? As you guys know here, we love modifying the T15. We love making clone markers out of it. You know, we add our different hand guards, our grips, butt stocks, you know, sling attachments, different rail receivers, and then of course, you know, the things that are going to enhance the performances directly is going to be, we change out the barrels, we change out the optics, we obviously change out the iron sights as well to match the specific clone that we're trying to build. But do you need all of that to have a decent performing, or I guess higher performing marker? And guys, I'll be honest with you, unless you're looking for very, you know, specific or particular increases in performance, I would say with this newest generation of T15, that answer is honestly is kind of your call now. It's not required anymore. And the reason why I say that is because with First Strike rounds, you know, if that's what your intention is to play, and obviously for us, you know, out here, we always recommend playing with First Strikes, guys. That's kind of what separates our Magfed markers from obviously just normal hopper play. And then of course, you know, that's kind of what enhances our gameplay versus just our, you know, your standard, you know, round ball Magfed gameplay, right? Because now you can reach out to targets, you know, past 60, 80 yards accurately. And of course, you can engage targets even further distances than that, okay? So with First Strike rounds, the T15 from the factory is fairly reliable, right? The magazines, especially the 19-round magazines, are really reliable. The 11-round magazines can be reliable. You just have to modify them slightly, but the 19 rounds magazines are super reliable. And then, of course, now with this sleeve, this is kind of really the key feature of the newest, you know, the new generation T15. Now with this new handguard with this barrel sleeve adapter, you no longer have a barrel wobble now. So I think First Strike did a great job by addressing, you know, a huge problem that's plagued their older generation markers. That's the one thing cool about First Strike 2. I know they recently got bought out recently, guys, so obviously, you know, I'll update you guys if I find out new information about that. But they continually to update their marker, continually try to do it better. And I think with this new handguard now, with the new barrel sleeve, I personally think if you don't want to change out the handguard and you like this look, I mean, I think it looks sweet. I think this marker looks really beautiful. It's very modern looking now with the M-Lock style handguard. It's very light now too, guys. This handguard really lightened up the front of the T15 versus the old school handguard setup. I mean, this is very similar to the kind of the military's new URGI handguard and look now in appearance and weight. And so not really much needed there to modify now. Okay, guys? I would say if I had one thing, or let's say if I had a couple things that I would want to modify to make the marker perform better, and specifically for First Strike guys, if you're playing round ball, this really wouldn't come into effect too much, because with round ball, the distance that you're gonna, you know, obviously can effectively engage targets is kind of maxed out to 50 yards, right? You know, you're mostly looking more at like a 30-yard, 40-yard maximum range where you can really, you know, engage your targets accurately. And so there's no need to do the two modifications that I'm going to recommend right now, which is the first thing I would change out if I wanted to optimize the performance on the T15, guys, is the barrel, right, to a rifle barrel. And then, of course, some type of optic to zero your marker, right? Whether that's a red dot or like a crossbow scope, which I would prefer, right? So that way you get a little bit of magnification. But let's go back to round ball real quick. If you guys were just going to play just normal round ball play with this, the 11.5-inch factory smoothbore barrel would be perfectly fine for that. The magazines are obviously very reliable as long as you use obviously the right, you know, magazine fed designed paintballs, which are typically a little bit harder shell paintball. like Falcon Graffiti, for example, I know is a good brand that a lot of people use. And I'm sure there's other brands out there too, guys. But with us, when we're talking specifically First Strike rounds, yes, this thing will perform decent, okay, with just the factory barrel and no optics with First Strike. But to really enhance the First Strike round play, and of course to optimize your engagements, right, to be able to actually hit the target at a longer distance, you would want to get a rifled barrel to obviously shrink that group size even more and, you know, get more precision. That way you would also get more precision at the longer distances as well. And then of course you would get some type of red dot, and you would want, or a crossbow scope optic in essence, and you would want to zero that optic using First Strikes. So now it's pretty much pinpoint, right? Guys, go check out those videos where I do the zeroing of these markers with First Strike, iron sights, crossbow scopes, and you'll see, and also the accuracy tests that I have with this marker as well, all the way out to 80 yards. And you guys will see that the groups are, you know, are so dialed in with the optics that you can make this marker be very, very, very precise at longer distance, and of course at short distance too. So guys, yeah, so, you know, if you guys were using a round ball, I think the T15 is a great marker that doesn't really need to be modified very much. And if you were going to play with First Strike specifically, exclusively, it really only takes a couple of modifications, the barrel and some type of optic. With the new handguard, setup, I think the T15 really, really improved their marker. And now you don't really have to look into other options. But hey guys, if you guys like that video, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button. Check you guys next time. Peace.